So in this question, we're looking for the perimeter of this object, a rectangle. So we're going to think of this in terms of the night watchman who has to walk the perimeter of the building, checking around the building. And so the night watchman just takes a walk down one side of the building, covering 11 centimeters. Yeah, small building. So we keep track of that. 11 centimeters have been walked so far. Going up the side, our night watch person then next covers that side, which happens to be 4 centimeters. We add that to the 11 centimeters we've covered so far. Next, we go along the top side of this object, and while it doesn't tell us anything, we know it's a rectangle. In rectangles, opposite sides are equal to each other in length. So the top side is also 11 centimeters. So we add that to our running total, keeping track of what the night watchman has walked. And we come down the back side, back to where we started. And again, opposite sides are equal to each other. So we know that this was 4 centimeters. We add that to our total. We have 11 plus 4 plus 11 plus 4, which gives us a total of 30 centimeters for our perimeter. So next, we're going to do the same thing, but this time with a triangle. Question 2, we're going to take a look at how to find the perimeter when we have a triangle. So again, keyword is perimeter. We get out our night watch person, and we're just going to take them on a walk around the building. We could start anywhere, go any direction we want, but we just keep track of how far the little night watch person has walked. So along the bottom, here they are. They've gone 10 centimeters. So we are going to take that, write it down, and keep a running total of how far our night watch person has gone. Up the next side, and we can clearly see that they have gone 9 centimeters. So we add that to the 10 centimeters, total of 19 so far. And we come along the back side back to where we started, and we've gone 4 more centimeters. Adding that to the total, we get 9 plus 10 plus 4, any order you want to do it. You'll get 23 centimeters for the perimeter of this triangle. No formulas to follow, just walk around the object. Add the sides together. Very good. So number 3 is going to be kind of an extension of what we did with question number 1. We were going to get the perimeter this time of a parallelogram. So it's kind of like a rectangle that's been knocked over a little bit. Get out our night watch person, get them on their duties of checking the perimeter of the building, walking around it. Here we go, we've got 45 units covered so far. We don't know if it's feet or miles or inches, but we'll just put it down 45 units. We go across the top, and we can see we're going to end up with 54 units there. We can also see that the drawing is not done to scale. 54 is more than 45, but it looks shorter. We come along the back side, and there is no indication of what that slanted distance is, but because we have a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So we know that that side is not the 43, that's the height. We're going to use the 45, is the slanted length of that side. So we add 45 more units onto our journey, and then finish walking back to where we started. And again, it's a parallelogram, so opposite sides are equal in length. The bottom is 54 units as well. So we add that to our total, and we get, you can add this any way you want, but what I decided to do, I took the 45 and 45, and I got 90. And then I took 54 and 54, which gave me 108. And it was easier to add those two together in my head and come up with the 198 units for the perimeter rather than adding it in a slightly different order. Of course, you can use a calculator and just do that as you wish. So our perimeter is 198 units. In question number 4, we're going to take a look at trapezoid. And again, we're looking for perimeter. We get out our night watch person. You don't have to draw this each time, but I like to visualize, and it gets me knowing the difference between perimeter and something else. So first time walking along the bottom, we've got 31 units. We go up the first slanted side, and we can see we've covered 27.7 units. And then across the top, we've got 12.4. So we will add that to the total. And then finally, when we come down, we're at the outside of the building, so we're covering the slanted side. The sort of teal-colored inside is the height of the trapezoid and will be used later, but not in this calculation. 25.6 is the distance we covered. We add them all together, and this one I used a calculator, came up with 96.7 units for our perimeter around the trapezoid. And finally, for our last look at just perimeter, we're going to take a look at this object here. And again, the same thing's going to occur. We're going to just walk around the outside of the object. Get our night watch person out, start walking, and we can see the first thing is we've covered 12 units. We're going to add to that, up the other side, 3 units. What this one's going to show us is we come across this way, we don't have an indication of what that length is, but we see that this is 2 on this side, and if we drop it down and put it there, we've got that as a length of 2. The total has to add to 12, so the part that's missing must be 10, because 10 plus 2 is 12. So there is 10. We're going to add 10 more to our journey's total. As we go up, again, no indicator of exactly what the distance is, but if we look and drop a line down, we know that that is 3 from the other side. 3 and 8, well, if the total's 8, it must be 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, so we add 5 more on, and then now we've got the easier task, go across, pick up the 2, which tells us how far we've gone. Come back to the beginning. Now that we're at the beginning, we add the last measurement, which is 8. We add all of these together, 10 plus 12, so there's 32, 35, 40 units around this, I don't know what you would call this shape, an L-shaped building. And there's our perimeter